It's a great day to talk hockey with Grant McCagg on HabsCast.
Great day to pop a beer. To the Habs. 10 out of 14 points on the 7-game road swing before and after Christmas. Get sent on a suicide mission by the, I don't know, I figure it's a Toronto-based computer that came up with the schedule, but Habs just say, oh, no problem. Give us 2 back-to-backs. Give us a 7-game road swing out west before and after Christmas. We'll just get 10 out of 14 points. Thank you very much. Lane Hudson, the hero. So who came up big tonight? 22-year-old, 21-year-old, 21-year-old. 3 goals by players under 23 years of age. What a promising, not only a promising future, a promising present for this hockey club. Slav does it again. Golden assist. He has to get a fancy assist. That behind the back pass that he made to Demidov, he does one every game, and it ends up ending up in a friggin' goal every game. He's got like, I mean, I knew he had the puck skills. It was just a matter of him, maturing and getting confidence. And look at him now, eh? He's just Rantanen, not far behind Rantanen there. Hey, start each period with the friggin' Kapanen line up against the Rantanen line, Johnson line, and they friggin' more than held their own, didn't they? Maybe in the future, Kapanen's not a second-line center. Maybe. But I'll tell you right now, he's a second-line center on a friggin' contender. I mean, even if next year he gets replaced in that position and he's not for the rest of his career, I can safely say that for 1 year at least, Oliver Kapanen was a damn fine second-line center on a contender, because that's exactly what he is. He's playing superb hockey, just great on the PK again, right? Block that big block shot. He always seems to come up with a really good one, and it was on Rantanen too. I noticed he seemed to be extra against Rantanen and Heiskanen, the fellow countrymen. He was lights out tonight. That kid, people will say, and I'll keep seeing the comments in Twitter, of course, of all places. Demidov makes them and Slav makes them. Well, great setup by Demidov once again, but that one-timer his mint. He's got a fantastic one-timer, doesn't he? I mean, that goes back, in his draft year, that was, like there were a lot of parts of his game that were good, but his shot has always been really good. And he looks like a 25-goal two-way center, doesn't he? And that's typically top 2 center. I mean, if that ends up being a third-line center, okay, but hey, there's no way that you can't say that he's a legitimate high-end middle-line center, and he's 22 years old. It's just I was looking at goals per 60 on the Canadiens. Caulfield leads. He's like about 124 goals per 60. Second on the club in goals per 60 minutes, Cappy. He's Caulfield's 1.55 goals per 60. Next is Cappy, 1.24. Slav, 1.19. Bolduc, 1.01. Suzuki, 0.96. Demidov, 0.94. But four of those 6 are 22 years of age or younger. The future is so bright in Montreal, including right now. But Dallas had been on a bit of a skid, but hey, So you think they're back home, they're going to friggin' they're going to, kick ass. Well, the Canadians came out, held them to 15 shots through the first two periods. Solid, solid. I mean, they ran out of gas, and who wouldn't? Seventh game, two back-to-backs in the last 5 or 6 days or whatever ridiculous schedule they had there. And of course, they're run out of gas. But to their credit, they held on. Monty came up with some big saves. He's looking. He's starting to look like the Monty of the second half of last year, isn't he? And last year in the second half, he was arguably one of the three best goalies in the league. So fantastic. Hey, we've got 125 people already. 5 minutes in, 125 people here. 135, sorry. But lots of people weighing in already. I got another 5 memberships from Germain, who is actually Brian, is his name, as I discovered. Gifted 5 more recruits HabsCast memberships, I guess. Guess the wife, he must have stole the credit card back from the wife, eh? Thanks, Brian. I really appreciate that. What can I say? It's just it's fantastic. I really appreciate yesterday, all told, I got $240 worth of contributions from people, which is just astounding. The most ever. And Brian just gifted another 5. So yeah, that's something else. Thank you. But yeah, Montembeau's how's Montembeau now? I don't know. Is that supposed to, not sure what exactly that means, but I don't know. 2 games aren't going to convince. 2 games after 12 bad ones aren't going to say, oh, he's a superstar or whatever. I mean, we need to see it. We need to see it more, right? But now, meaning today, other than that first goal, which he was garbage on with the puck, his stick, I don't know why he couldn't either poke check or cover the 5 hole, one of the two. Shouldn't have let that one in. He's still letting in one bad one a game. So, I'm not about to, I'm not going to go on a Monty love fest here, but yeah, he's finally starting to look half decent. And hey, needed that, right? Just further clouds the goaltending situation. We'll see. Starting to look like Dobie might end up being the odd man out here. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, clearly they've not. The thought still is with the Canadians still is that they're going to be going with Monty as the number 1. So we'll see. But today he looked like he's actually capable of handling it, which is good. I liked his battle today. Still a little too far in the net for me, for my liking. There were 2 or 3 times when, man, he should have came out to challenge and he didn't. I mean, he kept the puck out, made a couple of big kick saves and stuff, but technique-wise, there's still things for him to work on as far as I'm concerned, including that first goal against where he didn't look very good. So you asked me how Monty looks now, and there's the honest assessment. Tampa, Montreal moves into second in the Eastern Conference, folks, with that win. So would you have said, 7 games ago when they were starting this road swing that they would be second in the Eastern Conference at the end of it? I would suspect not. So, I mean, how fantastic is that, right? Second place now. Hey, what are they? 13-5-4 now. on the road this year, I believe. 13-4-5 on the road. Excuse me. So I don't know if that's the best record in the league, but it's right up there. I will look at the just give me a second and I'll look at the NHL standings and tell you in a sec if that might be the best road record in the East. I know it's not the best, obviously, in the league because Colorado never loses, but might well be the best road record in the East. I'll tell you in a sec here. Tampa's 14-4-3. Montreal's 13-4-5. So Tampa, slightly better road record. So Habs second best road record in the East, and fourth best in the NHL. So not bad for a team that has not won much on the road in the past. The past few years. It's a refreshing change. Now they need to start becoming home warriors there, not just road warriors. They need to start winning them. They need to start winning some games at home a little more frequently. But start with the road and go from there, right? Just quickly here, I just want to look at one other stat. They've now played 22 on the road and 20 at home. So their last 40 games, they're going to have 2 more at home than on the road. So 22 or 21 at home and 19 on the road, I guess, the rest of the way. So what they need to start doing is putting up a similar home record to road record, and they'll be laughing. But started out strong again. I liked how they looked at the start of the game, first period. Cappy, that goal, that was a big one. Tie her up 2-2. He's tied for the rookie lead again in goal scoring. And Demidov, man, he's really piling up the assists. His assists per 60, 2.45 assists per 60 minutes. I mean, for a rookie forward, that's pretty crazy. But Brendan Gallagher started it off. His third goal. And hey, Gally, right? Just shows his leadership qualities by, sure, we'll give it to Phil. He wasn't going to say anything, right? I mean, unselfish team leader, little things like that show you just how valuable he is in that locker room and, on the ice, on the bench. I thought Gallagher played maybe his best game of the year this year. He was, every time you go to write him off, and I warn people, so, just don't write Gallagher off just yet here. And, hey, I thought rekindled some of that old magic with Deneau. He fed him a few times with passes in the neutral zone and stuff that were really right on the mark. And I liked Gallagher's game tonight in a lot of facets, and not just scoring the goal, but just how he played in general. Carrier with the shot that bounced off Deneau and off Gallagher, kind of a lucky one, but the Habs deserved to have a lead actually in the first. But Maverick Bourque, who was all over, and hey, how many Quebecers playing against the Habs have great games, right? It's not rare, but Bourque tied it up. And again, Monty with the kind of the clearing pass wasn't great. Dobson was wasn't great on it, but and then just Bork came out, and Monty's not very. He's not much of a poke checker, and that's probably what he should have done there. And if not, at least cover the 5 hole with your stick. Then you might as well have had the stick behind the net on that goal against. It was frustrating because the Habs again, deserved to get out of that first period. I thought with a lead, but Canadians were 20%, 42% on faceoffs tonight, so they got beat there. 20% on the power play. A key figure here was Dallas not getting a power play goal. That was important. Kapanen came up big on the PK. I thought he was outstanding. Habs out hit Dallas tonight 30-15. Block shots, they had 13. Giveaways were basically even. Arbor with an egregious one in the first period, and Carrier in the third. That one time when Dallas was starting to press, and he, for some reason, there was 2 Dallas guys and 2 Habs near the blue line, Kapanen wide open in the middle of the ice, and he says, "Well, I'm going to pass it. I'm going to pass it to where everybody is." And of course, it got kept in, and they came damn close to scoring there. They were lucky not to. And then the next shift that they scored the friggin' goal that I thought, again, was gonna sink the Habs, because Dallas had all of the momentum there at that point. When Johnson scored his second to tie it, and it was, but the Canadians held on. I was surprised. I was glad Dallas just ran out the clock at the end there, because getting the point at that point in after a 7-game road trip was big. And then Lehner with I'm glad he worked on his shot all off season. He's on pace to double his goal total this year. So, the hard work's paying off, right? But Johnson had put them up. Excuse me. 2-1 at the end of a power play. May as well have called it a power play goal, but Johnson made it 2-1 Dallas. And that goal by Kapanen was huge. That freaking line, man, oh man. Marty puts a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old out against what's one of the best lines in the league. Like, let's face facts here. And I thought they were the better line of the two. Marty just says, "Sure, we'll put our line up against your top guys." And again, it's a testament to how much he trusts a 22-year-old rookie center in Oliver Kapanen to be the main checker against those guys. And Slav, obviously 21 years old, but becoming just a dominant two-way power forward at 21 years of age. He's like, Rantanen in waiting. He's there's a lot of similarities to Rantanen. I know I brought up Yager's name, but as far as players that are in the league right now, I think you can draw a lot of comparables to Rantanen. So, and then Slav, of course, in the slot there. Hey, he's gonna hit. He may hit 30 this year. It's 5 multi-point games in his last 7, which is outstanding. He had 10 all of last year, but 11 points in his last 7 games. Over a point per game in his last 21 or 2 now. Uh, I think we're seeing a player that for the next decade may well be, in and around a point per game plus every season. And he's only 21 years old, folks. And Cappy, you know, I think he gets 70 plus this year. I mean, that keep that line together. Kapanen, I think Demidov gets 70 plus. Cappy gets 25 goals. Demidov gets 70 plus points, and Slav 30 goals and 65 to 75 points, I think, is what certainly what they're trending towards. But Johnson ties it up. Looks like the Canadians are out of gas, and they were. I mean, who wouldn't be at this point? 2 back-to-backs in friggin' 6 days or whatever ridiculous schedule was, and having to go to Dallas, and they from St. Louis to Dallas the next night. They did it, or next afternoon, sorry. Went to overtime, and even there, like usually the Canadians dominate overtime, but they were gassed. Like the big guys, how much has Suzuki played in the past week? The friggin' road trip and he's now with Evans and Anderson out. They got to use him on the PK too, so he's friggin' out there all the time. A little bit gassed in the overtime, but Lane Hudson comes up big. Phil Deneau, Mr. Faceoff, wins another one. Hey, wait till they're doing all this with key injuries too. So, hey, do people think they're for real yet? I know I do. Second in the conference with all these players out tells me that look out. I wouldn't want to face the Canadians in the first round. Big, not big. Just I don't think there's a more skilled team in the Eastern Conference. They go up against Dallas and they matched them like talent for talent. It was they were every bit as skilled as a Dallas team that's second. Got the second best record in the league, I do believe. So, salad days are here, folks. Enjoy it, because it's going to be a fun run over the next, I'd say, decade with this club. Dallas is tied for second in the NHL. 12-5-3 going into the game at home, or 12-5-2. And the Habs in Game 7 on a road trip come in and beat them. So pretty happy about that one. Let's have a look at the stats here. We'll get to some comments from folks right after. As I say, not a fantastic day in the face-off dot. Cappy was 30%. We only took 10 draws, so that's not the end of the world. Susie, 21%. Dallas obviously has a good face-off group, but Phil Deneau keeps doing it. His face-off percentage with the Habs, it's seems to be 60 plus just about every game, doesn't it? 67%. Earning his paycheck. 2 assists today, +1. 67% in the draw. Earned about a fifth of his salary one game here today, folks. Galley with 4 shots again. That's 10 the last 2 games for Galley. Cappy with 3 shots again. Dobson 4 shots. Uri Slavkovsky, I like to see Slav shooting a puck, eh? Not just passing it all the time. 4 more shots for Slav. Blay decided, hey, maybe I should hit again after the bagel in St. Louis for some unknown reason. Blay had 6 hits today to lead the Habs again. Veleno with 4. Ice time wise, Arbor under 10 minutes again. Struble under 8 minutes tonight. So they really rode the top 4. Matheson, back to Matheson minutes there, 26:38. Lehner, 27:58. Man, oh man, eh? Second place club in the Eastern Conference, 27-minute. Second or third leading point-getting defenseman in the league. Not good enough for an Olympic team. Oh, I hope the U.S. gets smoked. I really do. Carrier, 22 minutes tonight. Obviously, the big 4 all over 20. Dobson, 23 minutes. Beck didn't play a heck of a lot, 7-17, but I thought he looked okay. Bolduc, couple of shots. He had a couple of good opportunities again tonight. A couple more passes that made me scratch my head, but I suppose there's going to always be that with him. Hudson and Demidov led the way, +2 each. Matheson -3 tonight, but played 5-11 shorthanded. The man rarely comes off the ice killing penalties. It's just you have to give him credit for that. For someone that gets grief for his defensive play or play in his own end, they really lean on him killing penalties, and he was a stud tonight. He played 5-11 out of 6 minutes on the PK, and Dallas didn't score. So, I mean, they got one late, but anyway, it was after the PK. The penalty was over. Just it's hard to believe. I mean, I did not. Hey, if you'd have said they get 2 points out of 4 in the last 2, I was happy with that and figuring it would be against St. Louis and not Dallas. And again, 5 points I was hoping at most on this 5-game swing after Christmas, and they got 7. So, no, pretty hard to be upset. And Brian figured that the 10 memberships wasn't good enough. He better throw me a 10 or 2. Thanks, Brian. I really truly appreciate your generosity. All right, let's get to some comments here. That Kapman kid has a pretty good shot, eh? Yeah. Demidov with a great pass. Yeah, Cappy's got a fabulous one-timer. At this point, I don't care what anyone else says in my eyes right now. Our first line is the kid line. They're good almost every single game. Well, it's with Slav off of the other line, I don't know. The last 10 games, you'd have to say advantage Cappy line. So, I guess maybe people are right. Kapanen isn't a second-line center. He's a first-line center right now. Yeah. At this point, I don't care. Yeah. First goal, 3 unpopular players get a point. Gali Dino Carrier, good for them. Unpopular players. I don't. Not sure that I would say that. Texier for second match in a row did not back check on a play. Yeah. But then, Francois, after a little bit of victory. So Yeah. Got to say, good game for Monty. One bad goal as usual, but after that was great. That sums it up. Dano proved his value again today. Well, it just goes to show how important that winning those faceoffs are, right? And yeah, uh, they could have re-signed Devo too, but they didn't, and now they got to know life's okay. Uh, big win today and great overall road trip. Hudson, as usual, proving USA how dumb they are. Yeah, Hudson point per game again. Not too bad. And 2 big points. Yep. The way the standings are this year, every 2 points is big. Every game is big. So 30 minutes in, we have 241 people on YouTube, 937 all told, counting X. If you're on X and you want to join the fun here, join us and join the live chat. We've got quite a group that we're gathering together here. And Brian or Germain Benoit gifted again. 10 wasn't enough. He had to gift another one there. Okay, you can stop now. Give the wife your credit card, Brian. Sammy has a really good point here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. When the Habs win, folks, come to just do me a little favor here, especially if you're watching on X, HabsCast, YouTube. Open up this link and press like. And if you haven't subscribed, do so. And we'll be real happy. I just got 99 cents from Daniel. Hey, I was excited for a sec there because it was red and the $50 one is kind of maroon, but thank you, Danielle. I appreciate the contribution. Every bit helps, believe me. Hey, if everyone chipped in $1 that was watching, there's 234. I'd be doing just fine. So thank you. Every contribution is, no matter what the denomination, is wholly appreciated. Slav isn't perfect. Hello, Grant. Let's party. Have one on me. All right. Thanks, Brian. Felt around the 10-minute mark of the third, the ice just tilted. We weathered the storm, fortunately. Yeah. And again, Cappy says, okay. And this just shows how freaking smart that this young man is. He freaking takes the puck into this is after it being in Montreal's zone for 5 straight minutes. Next shift, Cappy, okay, and gets it behind the Dallas net, and he froze the puck there for at least a minute, I think. It felt like 10, but like smart, right? Quell the momentum. Get the crowd booing instead of cheering. Waste time on the clock. Like he just freaking kept his skate on the freaking puck for like it was close to a minute, I think. And it stemmed the momentum tide. It really did. And it was just, this kid is wise beyond his years. I mean, he grew up in a hockey family, like a major hockey family, and it shows, man. He's a freaking smart hockey player. Love the kid. Yeah. That third period was difficult. Stars were all over the place. Yeah, but they were, understandably tired, right? I liked how we burned the clock in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. Slav not dumping, but passing the D-man to change lines. Yeah. How was his minutes today? Who? Oh, Matheson. Might still be hurt because he's been really bad last 2 games. I don't. Deneau again, almost 70% on faceoffs. Oh, Jay Levine even letting people know. Leave a like and subscribe, folks. Thank you, Jay. Oh, what is this? Ben Yale. $20 from Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for the consistent Habs content, Grant. Can't always watch it live, but often listening while going to bed. Hey, man. Thanks. I really appreciate the $20. That's huge. You must have gone to Yale, have that kind of cash. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it. Revenge is sweet in Dallas. Absolutely. Yaro Yarovich. There's a new name. Thanks for joining the club here, Yaro. Are you in Slovakia? Marty, talking about shooting more on power plays in particular, I think Slav's reaping benefits of this advice the most. Good point. He really seems to want the puck on the power play and shoot it. Amazing game by Hudson and Monty. Yeah. You know what I like about Slav is he's moving around, Still like to see him in front of the net a little more, but he creates a lot of offense. He's out at the blue line now, does the puck possession thing along the blue line. Still likes to stand beside the net and dish those pucks, but he's not standing there all the time now. And most importantly, he's going to the slot, middle of the slot, and they're finding them. And he's scored a few from there recently. The tendency still is to try to cover Caulfield, right? So you get it to other guys, and Slav is finding the sweet spot there on the power play, and it's great. Great when it's unpredictable, the power play, and at times in the past it has been predictable, and it was one of the things like at the end of last year, teams had the book on. It was try to feed line A over on the left side, and if you defend that and cut it off, eventually teams catch on and it's not effective anymore. Slav is playing with way more confidence. He's figuring it out. Absolutely. Sheldon, great road win, great team effort with solid goaltending by Monty. What a big win after dropping the match to Blues. Can't allow losing streaks with such parity. Yeah, that freaking 1-game losing streak, It was worrisome. Yeah. 979 people tuning in or thereabouts. We have 224 here. Yaro again. Deneau can literally practice just face-offs and maybe blocking shots. Yeah. But picking up 2 assists doesn't hurt either. Darren's happy. Wow, go Habs, go. Germaine, Brian, actually, thanks for all you do. Yes, that's for sure. And it's Brian spelt like Brian Murray too, by the way, who I talked about, my mentor from Shawville. So thank you, Brian. I hope Deneau is taking Beck under his wing and teaching him. Yes, I think he is. Good for Sam. Hopefully he continues to improve enough that we can go with a 2-goalie system again. Send Fowler to the Rocket to get more games and seasoning. That might be what they do. They could also send Dobie there. I don't think Dobie's. There's still he has still has work to do, and he may have need more teaching than Fowler at this point. And I think the best goalie coach in the system is in Laval. Maybe he gets sent down. Like he's still not waiver eligible, right? It it's starting to look like it might be Dobie going down to the Rocket as Brian has piped in here. He's not just a rich man. He's a smart man too, that Brian fella. um, Ratnan had a really bad game. I feel like so many losses of puck. Yeah, in the third period he was a little better, a little more dangerous, but um, Cappy Cappy was really motivated against the fellow Finns, and he played a really strong game against Ratnan and Heiskanen both. I thought, and Slav too. Big guy on big guy. Beck just being around to know he'll learn a lot. Absolutely. What a big win. Billy D. Hey, Billy D. Thanks for joining the crowd here. 999. One more here and we'll hit the 1,000. I always like 4 digits. Oh, 997. Montreal has so much trouble getting the puck out of their own zone when it's really easy. Well, that one by Carrier especially, just Jesus. Cappy's right there in the middle of right at the blue line, right in the middle. That was the play. And oh no, I'm going to pass it where everybody else is. And of course it gets kept in. And lucky Monty bailed him out on that play. When 2 of your goalies are under 90% save percentage most nights, you need 3 or move 1. Yeah. Very smart move putting Deneau out for the faceoff. Yeah. I've liked Cappy in not in that situation necessarily, but I don't think Cappy got a overtime shift, did he, tonight? And I've liked when they put out him and Slav as the second pair, but they went Demi tonight with Slav. Cappy didn't see a shift in OT tonight. But at that point, put out your best face off in the offensive zone. Put Deneau out there for sure. Mark showed up at the show. Just donated $5. Thanks, Mark. What a line Slav, Cappy, Demi are, and only getting better. Yeah, but they're not a top 2 line because Kapanen's not a second line center, right? So pretty good third line, no way. In case you didn't know, that's sarcasm. Cappy is already a legit 2C, as most of us know here. Yeah. I think we can safely say that. I'm gonna have next time I have Simon the Snake Boisvert on, I'm gonna have to press him a little more on that because he's still saying 4th line center, or was the last time I was talking to him. And I don't know, Snake. I think you might have to adjust that. Slav needs a letter when Galley leaves the team. You know what? Yes, I've said Slav's going to be wearing a letter. I don't know. You know what? It may. Why not? Right? I mean, he's going to wear it eventually. Why not? Friggin'. He's taken this young line and leading it to glory here. Just that one. I don't know if you saw it was Rick and I post game, and it showed or it might have been the next day, but and I showed some clips of Slav, you know, talking to Demi, teaching him, saying, do this, do that, and Demi, oh yeah, okay. 21-year-old, and Marty's behind him, a proud papa look on his face, like, yeah, I did the right thing here, putting Slav on that line. They can't put Slav back with Suzuki Caulfield's a duo, and they'll figure it out. They'll get someone else on that line, but you got to keep. I've seen it in the past, man. The New York Islanders put Gillies, the big power forward, on one side. They had the sniper, skilled guy, Bossy, on the other side, and the two-way smart center, Trottier, in the middle. Now, Cappy's no Brian Trottier, but, poor man's Brian Trottier type player. Demi doesn't shoot like Bossy, but probably is a better passer. And Slav is a lot more skilled than Gillies. Doesn't fight like him, but just, Bossy, Trottier, Gillies were put together when they were 20, 21, 22 years of age, just like these guys. Threw them together as a line, let them grow together, and became one of the best lines of all time. Now, again, not saying that this line is the next Trottier, Bossy, Gillies line, but just it gives you an example of, where it's not necessarily a bad thing to put three distinctly different players together, but all bringing their own different traits to have a balanced line that, that's very, very full of potential, and just watch them grow together as a group. I mean, you can see it's taken a little time, but Demi and Slav almost had instant chemistry together, but now we're seeing, Demi finding Cappy a little more often, and Slav finding Cappy a little more often, and they're starting to figure out that, hey, wait a sec, this other guy gets open, and he's got a great shot. Let's look for him too, eh? Cappy just boom, it's crazy. But I'm not going to go too long here, folks. We can talk about it a little more later. I'll come back on and do a podcast after the Canada game. It's World Junior semis. I got to watch the Sweden game. Does someone have an update on it? But I will be tuning into that. I want to catch the second half of it at least anyways. Got to look at that Stenberg kid, obviously. Maybe Jarosky will be top line for Habs. Yeah, or Hage. Cappy's only getting better as all our young players are. Yep. Hage 2 points. Oh, huge 2 points. Okay. Yes. Cappy really positioned himself well to receive Demi pass. Yeah. No, Cappy does that well. He slides over to the, drifts over and waits for the pass, and boom. He did it with his last goal too. Didn't see the whole game, Grant. I can't comment too much, but you and all the fans here can enlighten me. Thanks. Look forward to seeing the chats and Grant's responses. What's Demi for points per 60? Yeah, I haven't got that figured out, but his assists per 60 alone are fantastic. As I said, like 2.45. But yeah, I will look that up and get a number on Demidov, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 30 maybe top 20 in the league in assists per game at 2.45 per 60. It's that's I didn't have time because I just thought of this in the middle of the game and I wanted to keep watching, but that's something I'm going to research. And I have a pretty strong feeling that Demidov's certainly top 30 and maybe top 20 in assists per 60. Cody Hines. Hey, Cody. Thanks for chiming in here. Cap reminds me of a young Suzuki, not flashy, not a speedster, but always in the right place and smart when he gets the puck. Yeah. Although, geez, for a guy that's not fast necessarily, his skating has really gotten a lot better. He won some puck races today. So he did. I think I may have gotten another donation here. Oh, maybe not. Thanks again, Ben, for that $20. That's really appreciated. Need more goals like Galley's, yeah. Too much time spent at the Shea Parade and Kama Sutra when the boys are home. Yeah, 1-0 Sweden, first period. Okay, thank you for the update. All the young players are pretty wise, and some kids they have no energy left. Yeah, there's that. Dano Galley Bolduc seem inefficient on paper, but I've got to say it's working so far. The advanced stats were great. You know what? Like I don't know. I look at those stats and like even today, expected goals and Cappy's right at the bottom, and what the hell? The guy played a fantastic game, and his expected goal percentage is like third worst on the team. Sometimes you gotta throw those, and and especially for a defensive player, like a rookie center that's up against White, Johnson, and Rantanen, and this and that. Yeah, his advanced stats aren't going to be great every night, but they go against a player like Kapanen where there's no advanced stats for his defense and his smarts and his, and again, Cappy, and if you notice it, and I notice it all the time, there's a 3-on-2 and he goes off just about every time the puck's coming up. He could get a good scoring chance and help the expected goal percentage and his advanced stats, his Corsi and his Fenwick. No, I'm changing after 35 seconds because I'm more about the team than I am about my own stats. And another thing that I just love about him, but another reason why his advanced stats don't look very pretty. And again, there's no, you can do all the friggin' mathematics you want, but you cannot properly assess how good and smart and competitive a player is by stats. You just can't. Unblocked or blocked shot percentage and stuff. I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, and some of these guys think, oh well, if it says this, then that's, well, watch them friggin' play. Sometimes the stats are off, and that you can't fully appreciate what a player has done by just looking at their friggin' expected goals percentage. Here's my little my passionate plea tonight. I agree, George. Ride or die with Monty and Dovish. Fowler needs games to hone his craft. Yeah. Well, I don't think you ride or die. The thing is that neither of these guys can get sent down, right? So you send down Dovey or Fowler here eventually, and if one of the other two struggles, you bring them back up. Skoy George. This was awesome, Grant. I was screaming when Lane moved in for that shot. Yeah. Mr. Ego, BA. Well, good day, Mr. Ego. Kid line definitely becomes first line now. I do not even see Toronto on the list. Yeah, I know. I cut it off purposely. The standings, you mean? Pretty sure Fowler will go back to the HL soon. CH will want to give him more games. Maybe. Fowler will be sent down by next weekend. It depends. If he's really good next game, you never know. Monty has to build off the last two games. Yeah, he does. Cappy reminds me of a young Suzuki. Yeah. No, sorry, I already had that one before. All right, let's get caught up going this way. Cody Hudson on pace for 82 points. Not bad for a kid that still has doubters. Leaf fans. Yeah, I don't know if doubters is the right word. It might be envious, enviosos. They haven't had a Lane Hudson ever. You know, when's the last time Toronto had a legitimate number one defenseman? Boreas Salming. You have to go back to Boreas Salming. So, assume everyone is healthy. What would your lines be? Yeah. Well, at this point, with no trades, blah, blah, blah. How many shots? 27 for Dallas. It's not like Monty faced an onslaught. He was good, but he was solid enough. Let in one bad goal, 27 shots. I mean, it's encouraging that he's starting to look a little more confident. He's got to come out of his net more, though. He was still stuck back there. Assume everyone is healthy. Okay. I don't. You got to figure something out with. There's going to have to be a couple of deals made. I guess Doc with Suzuki and Caulfield, Cappy line the same. Newhook, Deneau, and either Anderson or Bolduc. And then Evans, Anderson or Bolduc, and take your pick. I'm probably missing somebody, am I? Veleno, Texier, probably Texier as your fourth line. Back to Laval. Blade probably back to Laval. And then whatever line A, Delt or Galley, Bolduc. Oh, okay, I already had that one. Matheson still frustrates me so much. We need him. That's obvious. Yeah. Well, get Gooley back and cut his ice time. He won't be playing 90% of the friggin' penalty kill when Gooley's back. But until he is, you don't want Carrier killing 80% of the penalties. I still don't like Monty's game. It's always minimum 1-2 bad goals a game. Well, he was better, but yeah, there's still work to do. I think, with his stick and with him coming out and challenging the shooters. But we've seen improvements, and he's saving the first 4 or 5 shots, which is nice. That's why players need to go to the net. We need more goals like Galley's. Yeah. Would Dovey clear waivers? I don't think he would. Oh, am I wrong in thinking that Dovish is still not on waivers? I don't think he needs waivers. That's the thing. Yeah, people are backing me up here. Yeah. Germain has a Brian has a good suggestion here. Hit the like button, guys. How many likes have we gotten so far? Am I coming back after the Canada game? You betcha. Unless they lose, then I might not be in the mood. But they're not going to lose, are they? Is it me, or does anyone notice Kettery is always on the ground? Yeah. He's not quite. I was thinking about Kerry today. Is he really that much worse, or have our standards changed? Do we forget what it was like with Barron or Savard out there? I don't know. Savard was a freaking great penalty killer, man. Thank goodness for the 2022 draft. Hard to imagine such a fun team without these guys. It was a game changer. You know, just like Ottawa with the Sanderson, Stützle, Greg draft. You need them to develop a contender. You need at least one substantial draft. If each comes back, should be play with Suzuki and Caulfield. I assume you mean Docker. Yes. Demi has been playing great both ways. He never gives up. Souza reminds me of Henri Richard. There we go. Showing your age there, Brian. Both soft-spoken captains who set example by their outstanding play. Yeah. Offside Henry, as I used to call him, he didn't say a lot in that room, but he led by example. He was like this last year. He was playing top 4 minutes. Just give him the puck or put it close to him. That's his plan. Today's another confirmation that Texier isn't meant for the first line. Still might like him on fourth with Edmonds and Anderson. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Evans, Anderson, Texier, fourth line, and if it comes down to Galley or Texier, probably be Texier that gets the boot, though. So then if the third line is what? Deneau, Newhook, Bolduc, I can't see them benching Galley. I really can't. It'll be Evans, Anderson, Galley, Texier. Texier and Veleno can be the odd man out. Play the odd game. But we saw. Don't be surprised if Galley down the stretch here. We start to see. He's been written off way too many times. I've seen this movie before, and Galley was very good today. Do I see Reinbacher getting called up soon? I keep saying it. Yeah. I hope so. That line is killing it. Yeah. You think Cappy, I mean? Doc needs to replace Tex on the first once he comes back to see if that can be a line in the future. Yeah. Well, what, a 24-year-old former number 3 pick? Or a guy that was bought out by a non-playoff team earlier in the year on the first line? You know, who's got the pedigree there, right? Yeah, I know. Texas is going to be the Olympian, and Doc won't be. But gassed for sure. Yeah, they were. I think Cappy will be traded for the coveted 2C. I know you would hate that, Grant. Well, he is the coveted 2C. Any updates on Doc? I don't know. The Finns scored 1-1. Okay. Winning the face-off so important. And yeah, I was surprised they didn't actually put him out for the opening draw like they did the last game. We are for real, Grantster. Scoy George. You see when we turn it on, scary. Yep. Captain ain't going nowhere. Yeah, that would suck. Should we try each with Caulfield and Suzuki? Each again. Maybe we should just call them each. Doc will be back when the Habs get home. Yeah, it did make sense to bring him. They thought he might be ready for St. Louis, but why? Hopefully the homestand here. Great game again. A great team who came to play. Congrats to Montreal on being dialed in as well. Lotus Man, haven't seen you for a while. Cappy now confirmed as 2C on that line. This moves Doc to the wing. I think so. Jack, played well again in limited time. First or second shift, he had a bad turnover. He got out-muscled by, who was it? Bert or Ernie. Adam Ernie. Adam Ernie should have played with Adam Burt back in the day, eh? Ernie and Bert. They might have, they probably wouldn't always got along, but good chemistry. It's too bad they never got a chance to play together, right? Habs, good win. Cappy Demi, amazing together. Yeah. And Slav. Is it too outrageous to try young Florian on the first line for 3 games? Yeah, he's not. His skating is not there yet to play on the first line. I'm not confident with Jackie on the right side. Hope we can solidify that. The kid's on the top line. Cappy is the center. Yep. Caulfield and Suzuki need a big presence on their line. Let's hope Doc takes advantage of that. Yeah, I'd like to see him play with a little more oomph too. Like, he hadn't dropped the gloves this year. There were a couple times when he could have protected a teammate and stuff, and he didn't. And he can handle himself. And I hope when he comes back, he has that, physicality comes out and say, look, you got to be the big corner presence on this line. Get the pucks, compete. This is your opportunity. We want to see more jam from you. It's the second year the Habs didn't die on the famous Christmas graveyard trip. They get it every year, right? Imagine not putting Hudson on your Olympic team. Yeah. And Germain, with Brian with 11 more HabsCast membership gifts tonight. Thank you, sir. What a game. Dobson laying the body. Monty very sharp. Arbor played well. Awesome face-off by Deneau. Grant, the wife stole my card again. Oh, damn it. 68 likes. Well, that's not that bad. Joe Segreto. Thanks for dropping by, Joe. And Slav, holy smokes. Hey, Ed Tamboni. Glad you dropped in, Ed. I'd like to see Slav and PK. What do you think? Hey, this is a new name. 411 Ronan. Oh, might not be Ronan. I've been saying it for a while now. Yeah, he could kill penalties for sure. And somebody asked him about that. I think it was Mudrick. And by the way, good job by Brian Mudrick today, going solo. Thought he did a terrific job. But he's asked Marty about that a while ago, and he said, "Yeah, he could see it someday." I've been saying it for a couple months now. Kinkowski kid is beast as they advertised. Jermaine will have to tell his wife he has a gambling addiction, not to tell the truth. Yeah, well, Brian's wife is a Habs fan too, thank goodness. I'll let her keep a card until next time. 6 remaining players from the 2021 Cup run window is now. Hey, we're on the same page. I'm saying it. They got to go for it now. Kinkowski, epic. You came up with that, Skoy George? Yeah, I think he came up with Skoy George too. I can't take credit for it now, trying to remember where I heard it. Right on about Kapanen. He's solid now. It's a big scoring winger who can play with Nick Cole. Yeah. It also showed how strong Cappy is. Yeah. Thanks for the consistent Habs content. Grant can't always watch live, but often listening while going to bed. Thank you, Ben. Go Habs, go. Sandra Allen. Grant, is Beck similar to Kapanen? Yeah, there are some similarities there between the two, but I think Kapanen's just a notch better, a little bigger, a little smarter. Makes better puck decisions, I think. But there are some similarities there in the two. Nathan, I was content with 1 point, but we got 2. Really felt like Dallas had another 5 minutes. They'd have won in regulation. Yeah, I felt that way too. Oh, Jeff Molnar. Cap can finish best sneaky silent scorer in the league. Yeah, yeah. I like Slav in the bumper. Yeah, seems to be becoming a sniper there, eh? Kinkowski looks like he's thinking the game on another level now. Just so confident using his body and never giving up. Yeah. Suzuki and Slav alternate in the bumper. That's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, here's a new name. George C. Oh, this is George C. Scott. He hasn't been on for a while, but I recognize the name. Montreal's youthful, boundless energy is making them win games. Hudson is the energizer bunny. Yeah. Mark, as per usual, showed up about halfway through. Good day, Mark. And thank you for your contribution, by the way, as always. And yeah, huge win. Jarofsky and Demidov and Hage, future is fire. Aye. Dobie needs to go down for a while. I think that might be what happens, to be honest with you. I've watched YouTube of Dano's 20. Well, it wasn't from slap shots, Francois. Most were deviation garbage goals. Yeah, well, he might have the softest shot in the league, but yeah, that's going to be how, if and when he scores, it's not going to be from slappers from the point, that's for sure. Do I see Gooley being part of the long-term plans? Oh, for sure. We are winning without him. He's proving to be really unreliable. I don't know if unreliable is the right term. Yeah, they need him. They need that 6'3", physical, mobile defenseman replacing Carrier in the top four. They aren't winning because they got Carrier in the top four, I'll tell you that. Interesting info. During the Leaf game, they mentioned Schaefer has taken the second most hits, first Carrier taking 90-ish hits. Yeah, he takes too many hits. Kids, the guy's a freaking warrior, but going to be worn down, especially at playoff time. Need Gooley. Need Carrier playing third pairing on the right side, not Arbor Jackeye on the right side. That's a big ask for Arbor to play. People saying, "Oh, Arbor is good," very protected, right? Basically against fourth lines, and he still coughed up what could have been a bad cough up to Adam Erne there. Good thing they didn't score. Slav could become a center if he wanted to. Really good. Yeah, no, he's not going to become a center. We've had that conversation before. You don't turn the best young power forward winger into a center. Could Carrier be a trade chip? Could be. Thanks, Grant. Sometimes I'm a little too egotistical. Need to have more humility. My wife keeps me straight if I get up on my high horse. Yeah, that's what they're for. They're pretty good at that. After the Olympics, second half slap will be second half McSlafford. There you go. Snake is a movie star. Yes, he is. Slav Squatch. Slavzilla. Do I think Bill Guerin is regretting? No, he's not bright enough. He's pretty big ego. He doesn't regret anything. Spread the wealth across the lines, balance. Didn't get burned on those, but Habs are able to get out of their zone, but bring the puck back and D-zone themselves. Therefore, it counts on the outside. Yes, it's risky. Slav and Demi's zone entries are elite, especially like when they cross and pass at the blue line. Yep. 1-1, eh? Okay. Hope Slap plays like a bull at the Olympics, snags a bronze. Brian, you heading off? Go Team Canada, go. All right. Thank you again for your unreal generosity. 2-1 Sweden now. Stenberg with the rip. Okay. Oh, I better 2-2 now. Okay. I'm going to quickly get to the last here, but I better go and watch that game, folks. Cappy's a bust. Yeah. See, that doesn't get a rise out of me because I know it's wrong. Could Reinbacher possibly be a trade piece? No, you couldn't. Trade him for a big right-hand defenseman that they need? Oh, wait a sec. That's what he is. Habs have 103 games decided by a goal, the most in the NHL. Add this, we have this. The most man games lost in that period. What perseverance for the league's youngest team. Good. Some good stats there, Kevin. Thank you. Is Pickford a lefty? No, he's a righty. Great game. Need to find someone to play with Caulfield Suzuki. Texie isn't the guy. No. Placeholder. Funny how Kapanen isn't a second line center, just like Suzuki wasn't a first line center. Now he's a top first line center. Well put. Yeah. Oh, here's a new name. Reborn. I do like Kapanen, but I still don't think he's a second line center on the Stanley Cup contender. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like you joining us, but I don't like that comment. People are they just can't, they're stubborn, eh? It was Anthony Cirelli, second line center on a Stanley Cup contender. Well, they won 2 cups with Anthony Cirelli, second line center. Do you not think that Oliver Kapanen has as much upside as Anthony Cirelli? Like, that's not only a contender, it was a Stanley Cup winner. He's exactly what Stanley Cup winners like Chandler Stevenson, Anthony Cirelli, Braden Shen. I've done this. I've gone through this list many times. Sam Bennett. None of them were dangler 80-point scoring second line center. They weren't 70-point scoring, 40, 50 points, two-way centers. That's what Cappy is. You need a two-way second line center. The most important task of a second line center is your defensive play, because you're up against other teams' top lines. Cappy's the defensive conscience of that line. The other two can do their stuff. Cappy's back doing all the grunt work. He's exactly what you look for on a second line center on a contender. Cool guy. Well, good day, cool guy. You've showed up the last couple of nights there after a little bit of a break. Hope you had a good Christmas. Stats showed the Habs couldn't beat Boston in the playoffs in 71. Yep. Slav up to 32 points. I think he hit 70. 30 goals, 70 points. 21 years old. 6'3", 230 pounds. We've been blessed with competitive, fun hockey since day one of the rebuild. Most thought the rebuild meant tanking for a decade. Yeah. Oh, I didn't think so, but some did. Martin Ruy, Slovakian player. What about him? Nothing beats the eye test. People really wanted Dion, we're sure. Well, as Liam said the other day, social media would have been around. Lafleur was gone to the WHA. Have 5 players like this on one team, elite talent. Yeah. Gaza, Gooley, Doc should be back in near future. I hope so. Marcel, Love Spa. Dover's third best in wins in the league and only plays half the games. Yeah, I know. I believe the guys Hugo picked in the third on down in the draft are going to be the ones that are going to be the pieces that build the team to be champions. Maybe. All right. Okay, folks. I'm going to have to get rolling here. I got to catch the rest of this game. I got to do some scouting. Like to see Fowler go down. There seems to be a mix. Some people saying Fowler, some people saying, and nobody seems to be saying get rid of Monty now. It's funny how things change, eh? What one game can do, people's thought process. Yeah, Danova's helping. Sweden scores. All right. Gooley will be important in the playoffs. Yeah, and down the stretch too. Do I think Gooley has to gain more strength? Well, he did in the offseason. He's probably doing it now too. Yeah. I think the Habs will surprise a lot of people. Go deep. Hope so. Facing Florida and Detroit this week. Time to show who's the boss. See you later, Grant. Thanks for the show. And still trade Monty. Well, I think they have to keep. It's still too small a sample size to be making decisions here yet. I love your work and will follow you since I saw you on Tony M. What are your thoughts on Doc overall? Give me an honest take. I was so high on him early, but injuries, man. Hey, Joe. Thanks. I'll answer this and then I got to go. It's hard. It's hard to judge because of the injuries. 2 years ago, it looked like he was developing into a really, really, really good top six player before his knee injury 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. I really liked his defensive play down low. He, everything but face-offs, he was really coming around. Didn't look good when he came back. They jammed him into that second line center role, and he wasn't ready. Looked better this year. I think he got in better shape. We'll see when he comes back, but I still think he's still on the on this side on the lower side of his 20s. So I'm not ready to give up on him. They need him right now. They need him to plug into the Suzuki line. He's played with them before and looked good at times. And I think it's important that that he gets going, and playing on the wing with those two guys I think will be easier transition for him than trying to play him with Newhook and whoever it was, a bunch of different line mates at the start of last year on the second line at center. And hopefully he can get rolling here. Landeskog down. Ooh. That's not good. Yeah. And Line, who knows, right? Okay, folks, gotta go. Listen, I'll come back on after. We can talk a bit more Habs after the Canada game, but I hope you can join me at that point. I'll do another podcast around 11. Okay? Go Canada, go. And thanks for tuning in. It's been a great show again, and hope to see you 11 o'clock tonight. Bye for now.